I think the media portrays females as being skinny, probably around 130, 140 pounds, maybe less. They're very toned, muscular. My definition of weightism would be being discriminated against based on your weight, whether you're too skinny or too fat. I think the media plays a big part in increasing weightism among female athletes. Athletes have a certain stereotype where they have to be thin and muscular. All athletes think that they have to be like that, and magazines are always showing athletes on covers of their magazines. Athletes that may not be the skinniest and the most muscular are going to think that something's wrong with them because they don't meet that stereotype of what athletes should look like. Weightism in the media has personally affected me because I'm not the perfect skinny girl that you see in magazines all the time. I'm curvy, I'm a little overweight, and that has caused me to work out constantly so I can meet the look of what the media says is correct, even though there's nothing wrong with the way I look. When I was a figure skater, weightism definitely affected my athletic career. I would watch figure skaters on TV and on the Olympics, and they would execute their moves so perfectly. And I always thought that was because of how thin they were. And I always aspired to be like them, which meant that I needed to look like them. When I was in figure skating, I was always told by coaches and other people that if I was skinnier, if I lost a little weight, if I was more muscular in certain areas, I would be able to execute moves better. So that made me want to diet and exercise. I wasn't seeing results that I wanted. I wasn't becoming the size that was expected. That's not how I was made. I was made to be curvy, and that was really disappointing for me in high school because I didn't want that, and I knew that if I didn't have that, I would be able to do my moves better, but that's just how it is sometimes.
The guys have so much more freedom than the girls. We're sitting next to the French basketball team and they're all eating McDonald's, and my Lauren Williams and I are sitting there eating a salad and grilled chicken, and but women tend to pack on weight quicker than guys do.
Eating fast food as an athlete is never good, although that never stopped me because I love McDonald's. But before competitions, our coaches would always tell us to eat something healthy so we could be well rested and energized and ready to go for the competition the next day. But the thing I never understood is when you see boys, like for football games, they're always told eat a huge pasta dinner, and then we're told, oh, have a salad, have a grilled chicken, and that's just like never made sense to me. I definitely found myself comparing my body to my teammates' bodies, mostly because when we would get new uniforms or we would just be skating, everyone would always look so graceful, and I always thought I was awkward and weird, and I never really liked the way I looked in my uniforms. I always thought I looked fat, and then we had all these other skinny girls that looked so good in them. One of my best friends in ice skating was a size 0, and I was always a little jealous of her because she was always so skinny. I never personally met or had the experience to deal with someone with an eating disorder, luckily for me, but I have heard a lot of stories about young athletes that have dealt with eating disorders. And I personally thought about, being bulimic and like maybe if I just threw up a couple times after meals and got to the weight I wanted to be, I could just stop and it would be fine. But then I realized I really hated throwing up, so that was not an option for me. And just the fact that I even had thoughts about being bulimic just shows how effective the media and coaches and weightism can be on female athletes. The pressure of being that perfect skinny girl who can execute her moves perfectly and have a beautiful, graceful routine is really hard on female athletes. You can't win unless you're perfect.